here, and they're not going to be happy if they don't get past this round feeling like they have such unfinished business.
And that led to the team carrying around the boxing gloves. Coach Jared Elliott had him watch the old Muhammad Ali movie, When We Were Kings, and his preparations for the Rumble in the Jungle, I believe, and how confident Ali was and how much he believed in himself. And that was the message that Jared Elliott was sending to his players. That is in the past, and we got to show the fight and the spirit to break through the semis this year to get to the final.
Which also motivated them, including Ashley Engel as a leader, for many of the players to stay around during the summer, wake up at 6 in the morning, do their weights and their lifting, go to school. Normally they would go home. She'd go home to enjoy the beach in Newport Harbor, California. But they gutted it out, and they figured we have to make one more big push, especially she and Destiny Hooker.
The senior class of Engel, Hooker, and Kistner, the most successful in Texas history in terms of winning percentage. And their second trip to the semis, looking to try and secure the second national championship in Texas history. They won the first in 1988.
That's the other angle that Engel gives you, is when she's in the front row and she's left-handed and the ball goes close, she can just throw that thing down. Got to get a pair of hands in front of Engel on those close passes when she's in the front.
Texas able to push that one down again. The Longhorns, the 2 seed in white. The Gophers, the 11 seed in the dark jerseys. And a timeout called by Mike Hebert as Minnesota falls behind by 4 in the opening set. Coming up, a golden opportunity for the Gophers that helped save their season. 18-14, Texas leading Minnesota, and for Minnesota head coach Mike Hebert, one of the most challenging things that a coach can face in the season. You lose your best player. Brooke Dieter, midway through October, decided to leave the team, and that meant an opportunity for somebody else to step in, and that somebody else was Haley Cowles, who went to bed on a Friday night as a defensive specialist and woke up on a Saturday morning as an outside hitter.
We were laughing yesterday thinking about that conversation. Oh, by the way, Haley, you're going to play in the front row. You haven't been doing a lot in the last 2.5 years, but since then, 14-2. Even though there were some rocky points about 4 weeks after that, the team lost 3-0 at Michigan and then was down 2-0 at a critical point in the season, according to Hebert. We'll finish this rally and then the story.
Looking to Tabitha Love. She has not had many chances so far in the match. Gets her first kill.
And so in the locker room in that timeout, the break at the 2-0 lead for Michigan State, he said this is to his team. This is, every team faces a fork in the road, a major time where you can go down the tubes or turn it around, and they decided to turn around, and that's the night they became a team. Came back to win 3-2, and since then, it's been all uphill.
Minnesota able to win the regional last weekend at home. They upset the 3 seed Florida State to get here to the semis. Jericho looking for Love. Hooker coming out of the back with authority. Huge swing from the 4-time All-American.
Watch how far she broad jumps across. She almost lands at the net. That line she has to jump behind is 10 feet away, and she just skies toward the net, forcing Minnesota to call another timeout.
Tremendous reach from the 6'4" senior, who is also an NCAA indoor and outdoor high jump champion that may eventually have to decide between which Olympic team she wants to go for, the volleyball team or the U.S. track and field team. And let's get to know the senior from San Antonio, Texas.
Hi, my name is Destiny Hooker, and I'm a senior outside hitter from San Antonio, Texas. I hold the indoor high jump collegiate record with a jump of 6'6". Along with our football team, we hope to win the first of 2 national titles. My favorite thing to do is to hang out with my best friend and teammate, Julianne Fawcett.
And Destiny Hooker The senior with 6 kills already. And Cards, let's talk about how effective she is coming out of that back row.
Well, Texas has established some things in other parts of the court, and so that opens some things up for Destiny Hooker coming down the middle. So we'll watch. We'll freeze it right about now. You see hitter coming this way, hitter going that way. It opens a huge gap for Hooker to attack at. Goes right at and over the middle blocker in that case. That was Lauren Gibmeyer from Minnesota.
Touches 10 feet, 10.5 inches. So she is playing above the rim and way above that 7-foot net. Out of the timeout, Minnesota gets the kill.
And that was Love's only her 4th attempt. A few plays ago, she'd only had 1, while Cowles had had 6 and Gibmeyer 7. Minnesota's going to have to get Love going. She's a big part of their offense, and she's been a focus for Texas, feeling like they have to slow down Gibmeyer and Love most of all.
Love rotates out, one of the top freshmen in the country this year, and Julianne Fawcett, the 6'2 junior from San Diego, gets the kill. Texas coming into this national semi winners of 10 in a row, and one of the reasons why is Julianne Fawcett moved over to the right side and has not been playing the full 6 rotations, so she's fresher now at the net.
Exactly. She plays at the net, and then the other setter, Michelle Coker, comes in the back row in that same position. But it has freed up and allowed Fawcett to play with more freedom, less weight on her shoulders, not having to pass. What a block by Texas.
The stuff from Rachel Adams. Point Longhorns, they're now 3 points away from taking the opening set. Megan Wilson comes back in at 6'2 up front, the 5th-year senior for Minnesota. Sydney Yogi, the sophomore from Honolulu, with the serve. Back row attack is whistled against Minnesota. Point Texas.
And things are breaking down at the reception, serve reception line for Minnesota. They have to control Texas's serve better. That's a better example of a pass where they at least get to run their offense.
Fawcett took something off that one. Carrico looking to set the middle, blocked again. Hooker returns to sender. And Cowles off the head of Adams and out, point Minnesota.
Coaches said she's been breaking fingernails. That time she hits a forehead. She's not playing that high above the net at only 5'10". That's undersized for an NCAA national semifinal outside hitter.
Long on the attempt from Adams. Did not get a touch. Point Minnesota. Christine Tan. And that will set up the set point for Texas.
It's interesting. Each time Tan's gone to the line, she's served tough and then gone to the tactical short serve. I think the first serve's been working better than the second, especially when it goes to the net.
Carrico to Gibmeyer. Hopped up by the Longhorns and punched over by Engel. Gibmeyer again. Kistner is there, and here's a chance for Texas. Hooker blocked. The opposite way to Fawcett and out. The Texas Longhorns, the 2 seed, win the opening